Going to the D line, I think they're going to be better. Number one, retaining Tyson. Yeah, returning Tyson Alualu, I think was huge. Obviously, you love Cam, you love Tuitt. Tuitt coming off of an very underrated, quiet double-digit sack season. A lot of people forget that about Tuitt, man. Mm-hmm. It was weird because he's been hurt so much that to see him actually play that long and produce like that, yeah, not a lot of people talked about it though, man. But he did that, and he missed time. He missed the was it the Baltimore game?
Yeah, he only played 15 games.
It was the Baltimore or Washington for the contact trace or whatever. So when I think of Tuitt, I'm like, bro, I think that's going to continue. We thought that was going to be his floor. Like, that's how good we thought Tuitt could be. So to see him finally get that, man, I thought that was a huge accomplishment. But then I think about guys like Isaiah Buggs, Carlos Davis. Now they have a lot more experience, right? They played obviously sometimes last year. We know, how passionate they get on game day. I like that as well. But now we're putting them in here. And once again, we said they're not thrust into the role where they have to start. Initially, we talked about, man, if you're missing a Tyson Alualu, like who has to step up and play more? Now those guys stay as higher end backups, or the potential to be higher end backups, because they obviously don't have the extensive amount of productivity, but still that part I like. I like the fact that they have that. And Isaiah Loudermilk, man, you watch his tape, bro.
He's going to prove their haters wrong.
Bro, like for a fact, the more I watch Isaiah, the more I like him. Like I said, I was doing the film session.
The fact that we traded up too. I mean, you just don't do that. You just don't do that.
Like watching him, I'm just like, he reminds me of Cam. He gives me Cam Hayward vibes when I cut the tape on his body language. I mean, number one, not even the number. I mean, because the number and just the look, he has that. But you watch how he rushes. He's a big, long guy, but strong, powerful. He moves guys. You watch him, whether it's tackles, guards, he is moving them. Run game, productive. I love his effort as well. I just think that, man, underrated, super underrated. More so because they traded up in the 5th round.
Yeah, people were mad. And I think a lot of us were questioning it too. But I guess the more and more time goes on, you see him in a Steeler uniform.
I'm saying,
you start hyping yourself up a little bit. Yeah. There's got to be a reason they trade up for the 5th round for him.
Yeah,
you just don't do that. Maybe they had him at like a 2nd or 3rd round grade.
You watch the tape and you can see it's just like, bro, like he has some stuff in his game where it's just like that's different. Like I like that, and I was surprised because I'm full transparency. I didn't like the fact that we traded up. I told you. I think I said it on reaction.
I think that was the one downside we talked about. But overall, we were like, if that's the worst thing,
right?
I think we did really good in this draft.
Yeah, I just didn't like the trading up. But as a whole, I cut the tape on. I'm just like, yo, this dude makes plays. Like, I don't care about the highlights. Like, let me just cut on a game tape. And I just want to watch this game. Like, that's, my vibe. Like, I would just cut on the game. Like, let me pull up. They're going Wisconsin versus Michigan State, or Wisconsin versus Penn State, Wisconsin versus I need to see that. And then you watch, you're like, okay, he makes plays. Okay, he's there in the run game. Okay, even though he's not even on this tackle, he's still in the frame at the end of the play. That lets me know what? He runs to the ball. Why is running to the ball important? Because at the NFL level, you miss tackles. A lot of guys miss tackles at the NFL level. These running backs and receivers, man, they got great contact balance. But when you got big men like that run, that's how you get the forced fumbles. That's how you get those bigger hits on those little guys, and special things can happen. I've seen Cam do it plenty of times. I had the best seat in the house when Stephon Tuitt murdered a quarterback from Cleveland. I think it was Austin Day, if I remember correctly, man. I seen it, man. It was like parallel, and it's like, yo, that's why big men run. I love to see it. Coach Tomlin talks about it all the time. Big men running, little men hitting. That's what you need to be a great defense. So to see Isaiah already having that, I like that a lot, man.
Well, I'm with you. And my initial thing was I was going back and forth a little bit, and a lot of it teetered on Cam Hayward just because he's getting a little bit older. But I think he's at this point, he's at least going to have one more Pro Bowl season here.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any reason to think he's going to fall off a cliff at all. So I think he'll be fine. If you say he maybe takes, I don't even know what percentage of a downturn, I think he'll be fine. I think it'll still be Cam Hayward from the past like 3 or 4 seasons. Combine that with, like you said, Stephon Tuitt. It seems like he's just getting better and better as we go. I don't see why that would go away. He's 27 right now. He had his best season last year. Hopefully he gets a Pro Bowl this season.
And another year healthy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That was the big thing. Another year healthy, man, because he ran into that a little bit, right? He had the bicep. He had the knee. He had different little knick-knack things, right? But to see him finally put it together for an elongated time and not miss a game because of a physical element, more so of just the contact tracing part of it, I like that, man.
Like you said, Alualu's back. Probably had his best season in the NFL last year. Man. now we add Loudermilk, who we just talked about. Got some upside there. I kind of like that pickup. And then Bugs and Davis, like you mentioned, another year in the system. The knock is just we're getting up there in age with Cam Hayward and Alualu. That's the real knock. But I think with Loudermilk, Bugs, Davis, I guess you could throw Mondo in the mix too.
Gotta throw Mondo. Come on, man. Don't forget about Henry.
Yeah.
You gonna forget about Henry?
And then also Tuitt hitting his prime. I think that outweighs the extra year of mileage on Cam Hayward.
Yeah.
And Tyson Alualu, because I don't think there's going to be some big drop off from them too. Alualu, we brought him back. We're not expecting what he did last year. He's back for depth. He's back for that certainty. Hayward, I don't think we're going to get a drop off. He's going to be at least the same. I don't think last year was his best season either. But
but as long as he, beast, though.
Yeah, as long as he does that, Tuitt keeps getting better. Yeah. We got these high upside guys. Maybe Loudermilk could come in and spell for maybe 20% of snaps or something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna say better. I don't think it's how much better do you think? Do you think it's better by a long mile? I'm just thinking by a little bit.
I think it's I was going back and forth. Better. Yeah, incrementally.
I was thinking Washer better. So.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Just because you factor in the age element of it, yeah, that does play a part. But for me, like I said, the only reason I linked towards it being slightly improved, it was more so the depth and experience of guys like Isaiah Bugs, Carlos Davis, even Chris Wormley. He's a guy that they were able to bring back, right?
How could we forget?
That's still a veteran player, a guy that now has been in the system a year longer. So I do think, like, I put a premium or extra value on the experience, especially being in the system for multiple years. That is a huge benefit. And the system hasn't changed. It's not like where you get some of these organizations where every year it's a different defensive coordinator, it's a different defensive front. Oh, we're going to 3-4. Now we're going 4-3. Now we're going multiple. Like, you don't have to deal with that. So I think that that's going to help these guys out a ton, these younger players, especially in terms of taking that second year leap in this system.